Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. When last we were left off, we were here with Fosh the Uruk deep in the fire pits underneath Orthanc, underneath the Tower of Saruman. We have been brought down here as a captive along with Lothrindir. We were betrayed by the Falcon Clan of the Dunlendings and handed over to Saruman and his minions. Lothrindir to have information extracted out of him. I didn't look around last time I was here. See the wheels turning and you see the swarms of bats flying around. Wow. Yep. For Lothrindir to have information extracted from him and for me to be used as slave labor, presumably, although you know, if Saruman is like Saruman in the books, he would love to get his hands on a hobbit. So there we are. I have been out of here, of course, to sell and all. I discovered we have this. I was wondering how we get back in, but we have the reminder of captivity. And it says, the sad reality is that despite your wishful dreams, you are still a prisoner of Isengard. Use this reminder to awake from your wanderings and find yourself back beneath Isengard. So basically, if you go out and tend to your house or go out, hang out with your friends, go and participate in a festival or anything else, it's sadly just a dream. And when you wake up, you'll find that you are still deep in the depths underneath Isengard. So that's where we are. And we are going to, let's see, Book 4, Chapter 19, The Caverns of Isengard. We have to complete the slop for our Uruk Overseer. So, what we need to do, we need to rattle the shackles and make him come running. And then we can talk to him and find out what exactly it is that we need to be doing. Alright, we are going to continue on. Hello. Over here, dumbass.
There's work that needs doing in the kitchens.
Who is this? Oh, just an Uruk Overseer. The slop.
There's work that needs doing in the kitchens. You think this army feeds itself? There's meat roasting, gruel boiling, and bread baking night and day.
The Uruk grins, baring his fangs.
Not that you'll get any of that. Prisoners have their own ration. Bark'll have something else for you to do, I'll wager. To the kitchens with you. They're in the southwest wall of the cavern, and if you don't make good time, I'll tan your hide.
Alright, bark. Southwest corner of the caverns. That is going to be down this way. So let's go and see if we can find out where the kitchens are. Oi, just what we need. Just what we need. Have we got a map for this place? We do. Look at there. There is a map. So we've got to go down to this part to the kitchen. So it looks like maybe we're going to have to go up and around. So we're down here at the forges. Wow. Okay. Let's see if we continue on up this road and maybe to the right. I imagine we're going to end up at the kitchens up there. I'm going to zoom in a bit, get us a good look at the place. There's what the forges and all are down there, raising their horrible, deadly, terrible stink. Oh, Saruman, 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 you silly, silly wizard. So back down this way more. I'm wondering that way, I think, is the way that you go back up to the surface, if I'm remembering. Nope, that goes to the barracks. The surface is still back behind us there. Alright, down to the kitchens it is then. Someone is asking about the chicken runs. I haven't done the chicken run. I've done one of them a long time ago when they first came into the game. So it has been... Whoa! I don't like the look of you. Prepare to die, worm. Alright, let's just... Can we just keep going? Where are the kitchens at? Hello? Kitchens? Hello? Maybe I was not supposed to come this way. Although I would have thought if it's someplace where I really shouldn't have gone to. Yes, it looks like I shouldn't have gone that way. And you notice the Uruk Overseer isn't going to stop him from killing me. Because as he says, you know, he's just one more prisoner. If get rid of me, someone will gladly come along and take my place. Well, not gladly, but they'll send someone along. And that looks... Well, that looks ridiculous, actually, there. That looked rather ridiculous there. But these piles of rotting whatever look kind of horrid. Alright, so we are looking for bark. Giant containers of something. I will not call them food. We'll just say they're giant pots of something boiling away over the fires. There's a surly Uruk. You can't just walk around. Yep, there we go again. He doesn't like me around either. Alrighty. So, let's see if we can find this Fark guy. Has Dulan. And there's Bark. Alright. Alright. Got a feeling you may be someone I have to work with later. There's Bach. Let's see what he wants.
I'm of a mind to chop you up for stew.
Another worm from the surface. I'm of a mind to chop you up for stew. Get the boys something they can sink their fangs into.
Your Uruk Overseer grunts sadly, shaking his head with disappointment.
It's like that, is it? Responds Bark. Too bad. It's not worth my head to cross the old man, and once he's done with you, you won't be for stew anyway. Take this rag and clean some of the slop off the floors. You might as well be good for something. Once you've done, squeeze the rag out into the slop bucket there.
So clean up piles of slop in the kitchen. Alright, we can do that. I wish you would go play somewhere else, Overseer. Now, why is it that you can't go off and disappear like you did last time, huh? And the sad thing to say is that this is not really, you know, this isn't all that insulting or anything, because we were doing exactly this after the good free peoples during the Christmas celebration, and we'll be doing it again. Yeah, so we can't say how horrible it is for these Uruks to have all these piles of slop and stuff. Because the human and elf and dwarf and hobbit people we were cleaning after in Winterfest, in Frostbluff, weren't any better. Left just as many piles of goo behind. Alright. Return the dirty rag to Bach. I didn't take a look at the bucket. What's the rag say? This dirty rag is haunted by memories of filth best unremembered. Okay.
You think you're done? You're not done until I say you're done.
You think you're done? You're not done until I say you're done. Clean up more of the slop, then dump it into the slop bucket again. You work for Bach, and Bach says there's more to be done.
Alright, so we will get a chance to look at the bucket once more. Cool. Let's see if we can find something that might take us over here by that guy we saw earlier. Maybe if we do it close enough to him. He's got something to say to us, perhaps? Yes? No? No? No. Alright, on with the slop it is. 5 and 6. Now this time, let's take a look at the bucket. Slop bucket. This is a bucket of the disgusting slop that coats the floor in the kitchens beneath Isengard. Ugh. Keep this up. I may be contributing something to that bucket here in a second.
You could not have done that more slowly if you tried, Worm.
You could not have done that more slowly if you tried, Worm. Still, the slop had to be cleaned, and you cleaned it. There will be more later. There's always more.
Bach bares his teeth at you.
It's time to feed the prisoners. Scoop out some feed from the slop bucket and carry it to the dungeons in the northwest wall of the main cavern. Empty the slop into the bucket by the cells, and be quick about it. The thralls have got to eat. Ha ha ha.
Alright, get some slop from the slop bucket, and then we're headed to the northwest to the dungeons. Well, you know, the thing is that this was food. I mean, let's be honest here. It may have been, well, it may have been Uruk food that's trashy remnants of which are scattered all over the floor, and we're slopping it up, but it's still food, you know. Alright, let's keep up this road as far as we can to try to get to the north, to the dungeons. And hopefully we won't get attacked by someone else along the way this time. Ugh. At least they're putting me to work. They're not putting me down for sport.
The dungeons is north of here.
Alright. Let's try to stick to the road. Looks like if you're coming through here with a slop bucket, though, that, some broken siege engines and all. Looks as if you're coming up this way with a slop bucket, they kind of expect to see you. So perhaps up this slope and make it quick. So perhaps that might come in handy for the future. If we're doing an escape and we're going along with
slop for the prisoners, eh? The dungeons is the west of here.
And we're trying an escape, perhaps they won't be surprised to see us if we're walking along with buckets in our hands like this. Slop buckets. Alright. Ugh. Down into the dungeons now. Ooh, good. We lost our overseer. Wonderful.
More slop. We feed these prisoners too often. Follow the right side passage.
Okay. I suppose that would be this way. Bet if we go the other way, we get attacked again by one of those surly Uruks. You two look like you could use some more food. You tip the slop into the bucket and it makes a sickening sound. Talk to Baldgar in the dungeon. Hello, Baldgar.
Do you know anything about what is going on outside?
Hey, Hobbit, do you know anything about what is going on outside? I am a man of Rohan, Baldgar by name, and I was separated by my men not far from the river. Can you tell me if Rohan is still safe? But there are too many guards around, and it is not safe to talk.
Alright, talk to your Urukai overseer. Okay. I guess let us summon him back again, since he seems to be off taking a bathroom break.
No talking to the prisoners.
No talking to the prisoners. You are no less a captive than they, and if you weren't in my company, you'd be thrown into a cell to rot. Remember that. One word to Fosh, and you won't even have the benefit of stretching your legs. A different word, and you might call those locked in the cells the lucky one.
All right. Let us see.
I could have given this work to someone else, but I saved it up special for you.
Heavy lifting.
I have more work for you, and this will be tough, back-breaking labor. I could have given this to one of the other prisoners, but I saved it up special for you. It's just my way of saying how pleased I am to waste my time making sure you don't fall into one of the pits. Sagrus is in the center of the main cabin, Hobbit. What do you say to us paying him a little visit? It doesn't matter. We're going anyway.
So to Sagrus, in the center of the main pit. Okay, off we go again. Maybe we'll lose our annoying overseer once more. Though I doubt it, we don't seem to be moving along quite as fast as we were earlier. I bet he's got that funny little walk. No, he's not doing quite the funny little walk he was doing earlier. Alright, on to see Sagrus. This has been interesting. It actually reminds me quite a bit. I know I bring up EverQuest, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. The very introductory scenarios of EverQuest. Nowadays, or about the time I stopped playing anyway. I won't even say nowadays, because it's not even nowadays. This would be nowadays. I think they start you off in some place called Dragon Reach or something like that. But in the old days, they started you off in your own little part of the world. Oh, look at all the mines of metals and spinning gears. He has been accused of having. But yeah, it goes back to right before I left, or right soon after I left. They began having kind of what was it, Gloom Hollow, I think it was. It was a world full of prisoners, much like this. We had prison guards and all. You had jailers and guards who kept their eye on you. And they would, that's Fosh again. There's Sagras. There's Sagers. Alright. Well, I bet I can do something you can't do, Overseer. Heh, try that. You gotta go all the way around, don't you? Hello, Sagat. Oh, bite me. Sagers, huh? Get out of the way if I'm supposed to talk to him. Why don't you get your big ugly face out of my face?
What is this? You
I'm sorry.
are much too scrawny for this work.
It's alright, that's not your ugly face. That's your ugly butt. My bad. Heavy lifting.
What is this? You're much too scrawny for this work. I need a good, strong Uruk to carry these barrels, not some pitiful little hobbit.
Sagard sniffs the air and glowers at you in disapproval.
You'll have to do. It's no care of mine if you kill yourself lugging them around. Just another body for the pile. Haul a couple of these barrels up the path to the north and then leave them on the wooden platform with the others. You see them there, directly above Fosh. Now get moving.
Ooh, I sense a plan starting to come together. We're able to walk around the halls somewhat with a barrel of slop in our hands. We're at least able to get into the dungeons. And now we're piling weapons up above, big heavy weapons up on the platform up above Fosh's head. I am starting to get the inklings of a plan. Let's drop these onto the platform up here. It's a shame we can't drop them onto Fosh. You set the barrel down with a heavy thud and a sigh of relief. Yeah, it won't let us actually set it down on him, will it? But let's remember, there are barrels and barrels and barrels of supplies up here. Big, heavy barrels ready to drop on his head. Alright, let's grab a barrel of armor now. Full of armor used by the Uruks. I'm sure that other one said full of weapons used by the Uruks. Alright, knocking out a couple of quests this morning. And then let's see if we can't knock out a couple more quests tomorrow, maybe. Like I said, the overtime is over with. Talk to Saggers. Overtime is over with, so I actually have a little bit more time to work these days. And, well, a little bit more time to do stuff that I want to do, shall we say. As opposed to working. Kined, huh? So we got two named guys wandering around that may help us. Saggers.
This worthless prisoner says he's too tired to carry his load.
You left the barrels where I said you'd better have. This worthless prisoner says he's too tired to carry his load.
Excuse me.
He'll get the lash again if he doesn't shift that barrel in a hurry.
Talk to Kined. Okay.
So tired. Cannot.
Kined cannot go on. You are certain that Saggers will kill him if his work is not complete. You decide to carry the barrel of weapons and Kined's staff. Stead. Alright, where's Kined's barrel? Yep. Barrel of weapons is full of items used by the Uruks. And on up the hill, let's put that up. I wonder if we got to carry a barrel of armor for him as well. So we're making allies now too. Making allies. Talk to Saggers again. Makes you wonder sometimes, just what is that thing with all the spiky things on the roller? And what are the spiky things for other than to be spiky, you know? Really?
You won't be able to do his work forever, world.
This weakling won't last, and I'll be ready with my lash when he stumbles. Find more work from your overseer. I'll summon you when I have more for you.
Okay. Let's see where he's wanting us to go now.
The rats have become a real nuisance, gnawing and biting.
My brothers sleep in the barracks when they're not working, but there are not enough beds. We sleep in shifts. When one Uruk wakes, another takes his place. There's no room for laziness. Any Uruk who tries to stay in bed is likely to sleep forever, with a knife in his belly. It is one thing to share quarters with my fellow warriors, but the rats have become a real nuisance, gnawing and biting. Thin them out soon, little hobbit, and be quiet about it. There will be warriors sleeping. The entrance to the barracks is in the southeast wall of the main cavern beneath Isengard. Alright, so now we need to go to the barracks. So let us go straight to the west. Looks like if we head this way, we should pick up the road. And let's see where we need to go once we're up here. Which way are we going to go there? We're going to turn to the left. More people trudging and working away here. Another pile of something. Filth, slop, something. Don't think we're going to kill the 10 rats today. We're coming up on the 25-minute mark. But we will at least get to the barracks so we know where they are. And we will be ready to go again once we do return. Fantastic. I've got to say, I am actually enjoying this a good deal more than I did with the whole run around Dunland and see how much trouble you can get into stuff. Alright, let's go to the right and to the right.
I think if if it had been okay, if it had been cool, I think if I'd had more time, the kind of stuff to see. Orc warriors sleeping away in here. I'm going to tuck myself into the corner. And these are the barrack rats we're going to kill. If it had been one of those things where I wasn't just trying to get through the missions and get them out of the way and continue along the epic line, if it had been one of those where go into each city, kind of what we're going to do in LOTRO, when and if Narwhal reaches here in about 15 years. Move along from city to city, do all the different things, get all the stories and all, but as it was just kind of a pointless run to this town, run to that town, run to this town, run to that town, as we followed Nona around. Until we came back and then got betrayed. Oh joy, wasn't that a sweet surprise for us? Anyway, I think I am going to, since we're in the barracks, I think I'm going to find a quiet corner to take a nap in and dream that I'm a free hobbit smoking a bowl of pipeweed. So we will see you next time. Thank you for coming along. We will try to get another one up of these in the next couple of days, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.